Revelation 1536. From the 24th of July 1940. Act of liberation. The act of becoming free from the form means an indescribable relief for the being, because it is now in no way hindered and no longer limited in time and space. It must now remain according to its state of maturity in the borders of that sphere, which are now its stay, but it can work in them at will, subject to no compulsion, and only always live its urge for activity, which is extraordinarily active. There are no inhibitions or depressing moments that could burden the being, but everything around it is light and clear and free. The state of such a being is therefore exceedingly happy, for everything that could impair the feeling of happiness is far from it. It is carried away into the realm of the past, it touches the being only in memory and does not cloud the light-filled state in the least. The unspeakable suffering, which the imperfect beings still have to bear, triggers in the light beings only heartfelt love and the urge to help them, but is no longer felt as suffering. To be rid of the outer form is therefore a complete becoming free from suffering and all agony, which a still imperfect, bound being must carry. Therefore, the act of becoming free is immensely blissful for the being. It is, as it were, the step from the realm of the imperfect into the realm of the perfect. There are two worlds which go completely separate from each other and which nevertheless stand in closest connection with each other, because all inhabitants of the one world should belong to the other world one day, and because the only striving of the former should be to leave it and to be affiliated to the inhabitants of the other world. For only this second world offers the glories of God, only a being that has become completely free can behold them in all their splendor, and only a perfected being is able to absorb the endless beauties. While everything that is bound is incapable of beholding such glories, for the form that still encloses it clouds the power of cognition and the spiritual gaze. The soul is not able to recognize through its envelopment that which is happiness, triggering to such an extent that such happiness can also only be endured by a being that has become free. Accordingly, an unfinished being cannot unjustifiably take a glimpse into the glories of God, because it would never be able to grasp and feel whether it would also be placed in the midst of these glories. It would also not be able to bear the fullness of light and would consequently have to perish in it. Amen.